we have a possible live Leon Bree sighting on this webinar. We don't know. We're not sure. He's getting, if it's not live, I gotta say he's getting very good at smiling. That's for sure. Maybe he's live. Maybe he's not. We'll find out. We'll find out, won't we? Oh God, there he is.
Ask him a question.
Oh my God, look at that. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. It's a very nice setup he's got going there anyway. Welcome everyone to your weekly Celebrity Entrepreneur webinar. This is a special television-oriented webinar. And hopefully, hey, Ali, you better send a text message to that superstar Erin Amato who was on Fox Los Angeles. You're just sending it. Okay, good. That's good. Because, you know, the girl's been on a bunch of TV and we want to review the stuff that we haven't reviewed yet. Isn't that right, Leon Bree? Yeah. Looks real, looks real, looks real. Let's open up, I'll open up a chat here. Good. Very nice. And, you know, hopefully everyone, I see a lot of people here who were also at the Superstar Weekend in New York City. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. What are you talking about, Leon? I see your lips moving.
I'm saying, I'm sure it was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Knowing you, it was absolutely a lot of fun.
It was the most fun you could have with your clothes on without drinking, right? I mean, it's those two things. I did both those things. I had my clothes on and I didn't drink. So it was about as fun as it could be. There we go. As much fun as it could be with your clothes on without drinking. I'd like to know, since we have so many.
Aaron's kid's birthday, so she's taking me out to dinner, so she can't be on the
She's not going to be on, huh? Okay, well, our superstar on Fox LA is not going to be on the webinar because she's too busy being a celebrity parent, I guess. What are you going to do?
But everyone else there got their photos except for Leon Bree, who wasn't there.
I know. So what I wanted to do is, in place of unless somebody has some TV, if you have any TV appearances that you want me to review, type your name in the chat. I'm happy to review them. In the absence of TV appearances, I will ask for takeaways from this weekend, because I'm sure that you guys learned a lot, and I'm sure Leon will benefit tremendously from what you guys learned as a result of speaking at the New York Academy of Medicine, speaking at the Rainbow Room, VIP Extreme Speaker Training. You know, there was a lot of stuff. WABC radio interviews, participating in the documentary film at the Palm. You know, all of those things were good things. So why don't we start with the ever-smiling Linda Fostek? Why don't we hear what were your takeaways from this past experience weekend?
Well, I have to say that this weekend was really allowed me to embrace so much of what you've been teaching us in terms of telling our story, the speaker techniques, putting all those things together in the various talks that I did, and how much more impact it seemed to have. You know, I I've never got the kind of response that I got for my talk at the New York Academy of Medicine. That blew me away. And I had so much fun doing that talk because it it was a moment. It was, I think what so many of us try to do when we do a talk is we try to tell the whole story. And it's like the difference between The Hunt for Red October and Red Storm Rising. The Hunt for Red October was a very concise story of a few days and a very intense experience. Red Storm Rising is about like the world at war, and you can't keep track of what's going on. And I think you lose your audience when you do that. So I learned some very important things that I was able to incorporate in my talks, and I think that made a difference.
100%. I've been telling you guys for months and months and months, stories are about moments, just moments. That's all it's about, little tiny moments. And you know what's so great about telling a story that is about a moment is that it allows you to do the act outs and the characters and to give real dialogue and to transform this from an experience of somebody telling you about something into an experience of you witnessing something. And if you're the audience and you're there actually watching something happen as opposed to being told what happened, it's completely different. And with you, we got to watch you go down the hill. We got to experience your fears, your insecurities, your doubts. And then we got to go down and have that thrilling ride down Death Mountain or whatever you call
Suicide Hill.
Suicide Hill. Yeah, exactly. That was great.
But I think what was interesting is that people, like, they were relating to their own experience at the age of 11 and 12. Maybe it wasn't a sledding experience, but it was something that it was relatable. And I think that was the other thing that captured a lot of people's attention. And then, of course, I used props. I used all, the internal dialogue of what was going on. I mean, all the things that you've been teaching us to do, it all came together because the story lent itself to it. And I think that was the other piece, because not every story lends itself to those kinds of things. And maybe those aren't the stories you should be telling. Maybe the story you should be telling is the one that allows you to do the act out, to do the voices, to, like, people could relate to what I was talking about. So I think that, and every time I spoke, I did something different. I spoke about a different moment, a different thing. And some worked better than others. But I think what I was trying to do was just capture moments that people could relate to.
Yeah. And also, almost more important is just to capture moments that are dramatic and exciting and entertaining to tell. Because without those aspects, people aren't going to relate to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great job.
And then, of course, the fact that you pulled off what you and Allison pulled off in New York City this weekend in the middle of COVID, it just was like fucking mind blowing, quite honestly. It's like, oh, stop, Leon. You're a big boy. You've heard that word before. But really, that it's just, and we were like invisible. Like the rest of the world was doing whatever they were doing, but we were so focused on what we were doing. I mean, we had a blast on the Staten Island ferry. We heard some great stories there. We had great time at the beer hall. We had, and then just that whole New York experience at this time of year. New York is still a special place.
It is.
And, and like we came out of the Rainbow Room and we walked right out onto Fifth Avenue, and in front of St. Patrick's Cathedral, there's this beautiful, handsome cabs just sitting there. And I said to May and Janie, I'm like, I have a crazy idea. And May was like, really? And we did the handsome cab back to the hotel. And I mean, they had the quintessential New York experience. It was cold, but we had blankets and we were just So
Yeah.
excited to do it.
Yeah, that was fantastic. That was a really great idea. Yeah, that she was really excited about that. As you could tell, you know, I look, I don't want to mention any names. I'm not going to say any names. But like you compare what you had this weekend to other people who are participating in virtual red carpet events, okay? And I see these people who used to be active members of our community and for whatever reason are not right now. And I see them withering on the vine. And I see you guys thriving. I see you guys living alive. And I see the people who are choosing not to show up, who are choosing to stay sheltered, sequestered, quarantined, stuck in their houses, living a virtual life. What the hell is a virtual life? What is that? That's no life. These people who are not showing up, I swear to God, it looks like they are shriveling on the vine, like a grape. They're turning into raisins. Or prunes, and it's very, very unfortunate. Very
Well,
unfortunate.
and Clint, it's like they are sitting on the sidelines watching the halftime show while we're in the locker room with you, our coach, and you're telling us, get out there and maim and kill because the time is now. You got to do it now. You can't wait. You know, this is where you're laying the foundation for what's going to happen next year. This is going to be the rest of your life. If you are just allowing yourself to like turn inward and become that wimpy, fearful, I don't know what's happened to people. I agree. So many of them have become like I don't even know who they are anymore. And of course, they don't know who I am anymore because I'm not afraid. And
Yeah,
I do what I want to do
yeah.
because I I know that this is my time and I have to take advantage of it.
Have you read the book by Joel Osteen? It's Your Time.
I have not.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's the name of the book. I'm pretty
I
sure
know that's one of the things he says all the time.
Osteen. It's Your Time. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the book. It's your time. Activate your faith, achieve your dreams, and
Mhm.
increase God's favor. I recommend it. I read it. You know what I really recommend? I recommend the Audible. You
And
know?
what's crazy, I told that story about how the $100 bill fell into my hands.
Yeah.
In the last week, two more $100 bills have fallen into my hands,
What?
given to me by people that I didn't expect to get money from.
Whoa.
It's like, I keep a $100 bill in my wallet because that means I always have money. And it's bringing more $100 bills. It's multiplying. I don't know,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
so
might as well get the Audible. Are you an Audible member or do you use Audible?
I don't use Audible, but I do get audiobooks a lot because I like them.
Okay, well, I highly recommend It's Your Time by Joel Osteen. Definitely worth it. I think I'm going to re-listen to that one. I think I'm going to get that one. Audible audiobook. They have audiobook. Oh, I got to get my Audible membership. I have to update my credit card to get that. I'm going to do that.
There you go.
Yeah, what happened? I had a credit card and I took it off for some reason. Anyway, um, you know, when it comes to the stories that you're going to tell, yes, you're right. You should only tell the stories that lend themselves to you using voices, using characters, using act outs, internal monologue. But also you got to remember to do it. And that's why I really recommend that you watch stand-up comedians. These stand-up comedians, they are the best. They just pop in and out. they do these little act outs, these like 5-second act outs, 10-second act outs with multiple characters, internal monologue exposing. It's something awesome. It is something awesome to behold. So, way to play full out. And so glad that you were able to show up and not even have to be. I think only one person participated in the whole quarantine experience. I don't think he quarantined himself, but I think only one person, Tampa Ted, participated in the survey. I don't know anyone else who did. You did? Just don't participate, man. I don't participate.
That
All
would
right.
have been good. Can I go after Linda? Because I want to take off on what she said.
Sure.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, but Linda, I just have to comment on your hat and your gloves. That was just the cutest thing I ever saw. Like, you gave us this great insight into your life. But anyway, I felt like that week was one of the best weeks of my life.
Me too.
Because
Me
yeah.
too. I mean, this weekend was one of the best weekends of my whole life.
Right. I mean, I really felt that way. I mean, to be able to say I sang at Carnegie Hall and the Rainbow Room, that is, I've had people tell me, Maggie, that's huge. I mean, it's really phenomenal. And then to get to speak at the New York Academy of Medicine with that fabulous logo right there in every shot, which Allie's already sent us, which is fantastic. And then I feel like Linda, where I felt like I had a shift in no longer trying to remember everything you said, but just flowing and implementing with confidence everything you've taught us. And that felt amazing. And it felt really, really good. And I'm grateful. It's like I'm at another level. And then I know with you, I'll keep growing and I'll keep learning other things and applying it to other stories. And it just felt fantastic. You know, it felt like to really be the me I've always wanted to be. And with your coaching, I am, and I was, and the week was blow your mind fabulous. I mean, everything from how brief can I be at NASDAQ, which is a big deal for me. And then, you know, we really shortened it. So it wasn't a matter of let's get it in 12 seconds. It was really shortening it to the essence of who we are and what we do. And that's a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
That was really, 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 really good. And so was being able to do the documentary, and so was following creativity, and then you being such a good sport in singing the Christmas carols. I just thought that was fantastic. And I knew you would love it, but you like went for it. It was really great. And then hearing Penny in the bathroom singing so beautifully, I thought, she wants to sing. So it really feels like the community and the family that you and Allie are putting together, and we are blessed enough to be part of. Like, no question, the hotel was beautiful, everything was beautiful, and I'm very, very grateful. So thank you.
Yeah, I think everybody stayed at the hotel, and I think it was a great choice.
Yeah.
And you're right. There's lots of different formats for speaking, and Allie so wisely picks up on how, you know, the training that we do, especially extreme VIP speaker training, that's designed to get you to be able to speak to anyone, anywhere, anytime, any place about anything. See, for any amount of time. That's really what it's about. Any amount of time. And you got to be able to tell these stories fast or longer or in a given amount of time. And you had all different kinds of scenarios. I mean, gosh, that radio interview setup, I mean, that looked like a little talk show.
It did.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And we're going to have that. And we're going to have it twice if we want.
Yeah.
You know, like as part of your radio show and as part of the celebrity adventure. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
really fantastic.
Worked
And
out
good
great.
training on how to do that and how to be in that circumstance in the future.
Well, for some people, the training included how to put on a pair of headphones because some people struggled with the headphones more than others. And, that's all part
Well,
of
you could have helped, you know.
He did.
I mean, look, it's all part of it. When, I personally have done, I don't know, countless radio interviews over my life. And learning how to put on a pair of headphones, I guess that's part of it. But that's, for some, that was a learning experience. And that's okay. Better to learn with me. I mean, look, you're here in this experience. See, that's the beauty of $1 Million Business Accelerator. You're here to learn. If all you do is learn, hey, I'm going to train you in all different things. I'm going to train you on how to be on the radio, how to be on a podcast, how to do a sit-down interview, how to stand at a podium and speak, how to speak on a boat, how to speak in a restaurant, a lectern, exactly, how to speak in a restaurant, how to be interviewed for a documentary. I mean, you get all these training environments, but then you also get the actual marketing assets that come from how to be interviewed in Times Square while you're on the Jumbotron. I mean, who the hell else is giving you that kind of training? Nobody. And then you get all this stuff.
And how to do characters. Like all of a sudden I'm doing a Southern belle with giant bosoms. I never in a billion years would have written that.
Hey, it is the most advanced speaker training, but also the most advanced multimedia training. It really is.
No, it is.
Every different kind of media. And then you get all the stuff. You see so many people, they think, oh, they buy it because they're getting the stuff. What they don't even realize is they're not even qualified to get the stuff. If I wasn't teaching you how to get the stuff, most of the people wouldn't have a shot at doing half decent on this stuff. And everybody did really pretty great. I mean, the only person who messed up anything was Ilya, who didn't show up for any training. He just shows up thinking he's going to do it. And unfortunately, he flubbed the alphabetizing aspect of the Jumbotron.
In fact, that reminds me, when you looked at the people, everybody presenting at the New York Academy of Medicine, it was the best that every single person presented, I thought.
Yes.
I mean, it was extraordinary. And Laura, you were magnificent. I mean, it was so great. Dalal, everybody was really their strongest. And that's the whole community, supporting them, knowing that they're great, being there for each other. It was extraordinary.
And
Thank you.
And also the venue. I mean,
Yes.
It's a fascinating venue, that New York Academy of Medicine, because, to walk up on that stage, even, okay, it's a 500-person theater and we had 45 people, okay? But still, for a lot of people, just to walk up on the stage and speak would be too daunting.
And that's a nice stage. Getting that is no small thing. That is a really nice performance space.
Great space. And I believe, like, by that point, after the extreme VIP speaker training, right? And after practicing your Jumbotron stuff in Times Square, Jumbotron rehearsal in Times Square, that was really good. That was Allie's idea. That was a really good thing.
That was great. That really helped.
Yeah. After doing all that stuff, getting up on the stage at the New York Academy of Medicine was a lot easier for a lot of people. And that's the whole point of this thing. And then how about like just getting up at the Rainbow Room, just getting up at the Rainbow Room and going up on stage and telling a funny story. Like, for a lot of people, that would have been impossible. But I think for everyone in our group, that was no biggie. Like, I don't think anybody was like, scared. I don't think anyone was scared. Dalal, you did a great job. Why don't you unmute and talk about your experience of all of this?
Um, what I like is it's so important to me to see people making effort to give the best experience. And I like experiences. I like class. I like very high class, and I like networking with very high standard people. And I think Ali has done a super job making it so easy, sound very easy when it's very complicated. She pays attention to every details. There's no detail that is passed unseen by her. She's so sensitive to everyone's need, and she sticks herself to everything, no matter how hard it is. She cares about everybody, and I think it's important. But also, a lot of people do a lot of training. I've trained a lot. I've done a lot of training. I've spoke all over the world. But I like the experience of taking people to a level of respect. Nice places, nice experiences, beautiful venues, nice dinners. To me, that makes a whole lot of difference. But also, you could be who you are. I could be who I am. You're frank, and you say what you mind. You say whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. But people know who you are, whether they like you or hate you, it doesn't matter. But you are who you are. And I never like masks, and I would never wear masks, and I don't like people with masks, and I will not wear a mask. So, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of people learned a lot. A lot of people have done a lot. And I think it's great. I think I've met amazing people. I think you tell people everything you know. I think you want to help a lot of people. I think you really give it the very best you can. And I see that. And I see that you like class, and I think everyone who wants to make a difference in their life, they'll do what it takes, whether they like it or hate it. They still have to do it. And I really was very, very impressed by every single person, every single venue, every single event, every single picture, every single detail. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I know that I have nothing bad to say, except actually very good to say. So that's how I feel.
Great. Well, look, it really comes down, this is one of my philosophies, and that is set your own standards and maintain them. Because look, I've been to a lot of masterminds, I've been to a lot of events, and I have never been to any events that do anything even close to the Rainbow Room or Carnegie Hall or that crazy boat we went on last year, or the Palm, or we do these things. There's a lot of restaurants in New York that are still open that would have been very happy to have our business, and we do these things in the places that we do them because it's our standards. We want to do what we want to do. Like, I'm going out to dinner with an old high school friend on Sunday night with him and his wife, me and Allie. And I'm thinking, well, where we're going to go. And it's like, you know what? I'm living every freaking year like it's the last year of my life. I'm living every week like it's the last week of my life. I'm living every day like it's the last day of my life. Here's a good one. If this was the last 5 minutes of your life, what would you do?
Love, forgive, and tell people that I love you. That's what I want to do the last minute. I want to be able to meet God clean, but that's how I want. But I feel like the experience that people get as learning is also how you portray yourself. As you call it celebrity, but I really call it maybe class more than I call it celebrity. I think you meet high standard people in high standard places. You have to look the look. I would not hire someone who does not have the look. I mean, you could be the best and the best of the best, but you don't portray yourself the best of the best of the best. People may not take you seriously. So I think I was talking with someone, Jonna, that person you have. He's a great guy, and etiquette is something that is really missing. And most people don't have good etiquette. And that's something that we all have to learn, etiquette, how to eat in the right places, how to speak the right way, so that's part of the whole speaking thing. I mean, part of the experience. And I think that's what you offer. You offer experience. You're not offering just a speaking place. When you go to Acapulco, it's a great place. People, it's just, you feel it's different. You live in a paradise. You're a different person. You have hope. You expand. You expand no matter where you are. I really have nothing but good to say.
Thank you. I'm glad. And, you know, I want to talk about that idea of yours. You said it wasn't really celebrity, it was class. Now, look, there's a lot of class, and I'm not using the word classy because according to Malcolm Forbes, the word classy ain't, okay? But there's a lot of places in New York City that have a lot of class. Okay. We could have, like, I don't even know if it's open, for example. We could have had dinner at Danielle, Restaurant Danielle. For what we paid at the Rainbow Room, we could have gone to Restaurant Danielle on 63rd and Park Avenue. And that's a very class place. That place is nothing but class. But nobody's ever heard of it. See? We could have gone to Restaurant Jean-Georges, another one of my clients, okay, at the Trump International Tower. I think it's still open. And that place is class. But that wouldn't do anything for anybody. To have videos and photos at Restaurant Jean-Georges, that's not going to do it. You know, we could have had dinner. You know, I've gone to, we had amazing dinners at this place called Rocco's Italian Steakhouse near my house in near Madison Square Park. Fantastic restaurant. Allie and I had dinner there last Sunday night. It was fantastic. I think was that our anniversary dinner? That was our anniversary. We had our anniversary dinner there, okay? Just because we knew it was going to be amazing. Service is immaculate, fantastic. They treat us like kings. But, you know, having videos of speaking at Rocco's, that's not going to do anything for anybody. The things that I do, and this is the part that people don't get. See, Dan Kennedy talks about having a theme. Dan Kennedy says, when you do your events should have a theme. Otherwise, it's nothing. Now, think about the difference between having a party or having a Christmas party. Okay, great. They had a Christmas party. That's a theme. That's a theme. My themes are celebrity themes, okay? Our holiday party at the Rainbow Room offered people the opportunity to get up on stage and give a speech and get videos of that speech speaking at a world famous venue, the Rainbow Room. Now, what is it? Well, it's not the same as speaking at the White House, but I can't deliver the White House. But it's way better than speaking at Rocco's. I could have done it at Rocco's. It's way better than speaking at Rocco's. Rocco's is amazing, but it ain't the Rainbow Room. And I could have done it there. And the reason I do these things the way I do them and the places I do them is because of this whole philosophy of celebrity entrepreneurship.
I love when we got there and she said, "Welcome to the rainbow."
Yeah. See, celebrity entrepreneurship. It's all in here. And, you know, these are the things, all I'm trying to do, look at Arnold Copelson's mantelpiece, you know? It's like, Who's on the mantelpiece? Who's on the mantelpiece? Number one, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jay Leno, and Bill Clinton. Number 1, 2, and 3, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bill Clinton, and Jay Leno. Number 4, speaking at the Academy Awards while on TV. Number 5, the award for his best-selling box office hit movie, Platoon. See, that's celebrity entrepreneurship. Doing things in places where people look at it and they're like, whoa, how did they get that? How did they get that? And then what did they say? Wow, they're speaking at the Rainbow Room. What did they say at the Rainbow Room? What did they say at the New York Academy of Medicine? What did I say? I said the same thing I say every single time. I just said it a little differently because I was at the New York Academy of Medicine. You know, I skewed it a little bit for medical professionals, but I said the same thing that I say every single time. And that's what speakers do. You tell your stories and you talk about your shtick, whatever your shtick is, and that's it. But if you don't do it, like, you know, like I've been to other, I've been to other VIP dinners. Okay, I was a VIP at this one thing that I went to in San Diego, and they took us out for the VIP dinner. There was like 300 people at this thing. They took out 15 VIPs to a dinner at a Thai restaurant, walking distance away from the convention center. Okay. You know, it's like, I went to a VIP party. Okay. Have you ever been to the Westin at LAX? No. Okay. You know how when you go to a Westin, if you get a suite at a Westin, it's, you know, you have one room, then there's a connecting door, and in the next room, there's a lousy couch and a TV and a desk. The same size room as the bedroom, right? That's a Westin suite, right? This was a VIP party in a Westin suite. They literally pulled out a 6-foot long Subway sandwich. Okay, that was the VIP party at the Westin. I've been to all kinds of events. I've been to them all. All right, and you know, you never know what you're gonna get, but you'll never get that with me. That's all I know.
Thank God you don't copy them.
Mm-hmm. That's right. But yes, it is class, but there's a lot of class out there.
That's part of branding, like for people to be seen in prestigious places. That's part of learning savoir vivre. That's part of being, you know, somebody.
Yeah.
People need to see people who are somebody. People want to know who you are. And I feel like that's very important for people to know that who you, like in French, they say, dis-moi où tu fréquentes, je te dis who tu es, which means whoever you work with, or you know, I mean, bird of the same feather gather together. So you are with classy people, you are with celebrity people, you are in good places. And that's something you deliver that I don't think people deliver. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And I don't think a lot of people, I mean, I'm seeing these people on virtual red carpets and I'm thinking, oh man, look, if you want to be somebody, it's up to you to invest in being
Now,
somebody.
in Europe, they do that though. A lot of people in Europe, they invest in themselves in awards, and they look that class, and they do real red carpets. I've seen a lot of that in Europe, but I don't see it here in the U.S.
Yeah, well, that's because we're in a war right now. You know, you don't see it in the U.S. because we're in the middle of a war, biological, political, economic war being waged on us by the Chinese. It's going on. It's becoming more and more clear. But which makes it more difficult for these types of events to happen. But I want you to understand, I want every one of you to know that even though you may not be hearing about it directly from people, and I'm sure you are. I mean, you post pictures of of yourself at the Rainbow Room, and I'm sure people were commenting, "Oh, fabulous, fabulous, you look amazing." I know I saw people getting comments like that. But I was speaking to a guy today who I hadn't spoken to in a while. He's a Mexican guy. He runs a financial services marketing company, you know, marketing for financial advisors. And I called him up because I wanted him to refer me some more people for the London Stock Exchange, because I got the London Stock Exchange coming up, and I could probably have 5 more people speak at the London Stock Exchange. And he goes, "Oh, Clint, you know, I was just thinking about you because while you were posting all those pictures and videos from Acapulco, I had so many people contacting me and saying, 'Where is Clint? Is this real? Like, what is he doing? What is that place? Is it where is he?' I'm like, 'Really?' He goes, 'Yeah, like 10 people were commenting me.' I'm like, 10 people. He goes, 'Yeah, you know, Clint, you know, you and I know a lot of the same people.' And they were all commenting to me because I'm Mexican," he says. You know, he's a Mexican guy. They're all commenting me, and it wasn't Carlos Carrera. It was a guy in America who lives in Florida who does marketing for financial advisors. He's like, they're all commenting to me and sending me messages like, "What the hell is Clint doing down there?" So, and I had no idea. 10 people were asking this guy about Acapulco. So Will Nobles. So Will Nobles said the same thing. Will Nobles talked about how he was contacted out of the blue by a person who he knew in high school. I don't know if you guys know this story. Contacted out of the blue by a guy he knew in high school. Not that was his buddy. The guy was not his buddy. It's just somebody he knew in high school. And the guy said, "Hey, Will, I've been watching you. You've been doing really cool stuff over the last 18 months. And I want you to come in and give us a bid on handling our IT for my medical company, health services company." Last I heard, the total contract was $4.2 million.
Whoa.
And that's a guy, he never liked a single photo or a single post. He never commented on anything. He was just a lurker, just a lurker.
There's a lot of lurkers out
There's a
there.
lot of lurkers out there. And I'm telling you, they may not be commenting or saying stuff, but they are seeing you and they are watching you and they are feeling the impact of you being alive and the rest of the world living virtual lives, which is not a life at all. Not a life at all. So way to show up, Dalal. I'm very proud of you for showing up. I know you had concerns about the city being shut down, and it's still not shut down. Although, Linda, are they going to shut down New York City?
Supposedly the restaurants are going to be shut down as of Monday.
That's what I thought. They said as of Sunday or Monday,
Yeah.
supposed to, when I was there. But
You know, it's like just kill the people who are driving the business. I don't understand the whole mentality.
But there is the Russian doctors. They all expressed to me that this is exactly how communism started. And they believe that we are letting it happen here. So the doctors from Russia that I've met at the conference, they're very concerned.
Very
Yeah.
concerned because the
They're
things that
very concerned.
the
and
things they fled are happening here.
They said, you have no idea. This is creation of fear. So then the only hope is the vaccine. And then there's this total destruction because she had a lot of theories, but then I had several other Russian people from all over the world contacting me to tell me that they are very, very, very concerned to the point that they don't want anyone to do a nasal swab, and they feel like it may not be a good idea to even do the test. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's what I hear. Unfortunately, I've already had a test. I already had COVID back in September. And, luckily I had a lot of Mexican hydroxychloroquine and amoxicillin that helped me out. But it wasn't any fun. Definitely wasn't any fun. but I did get a swab. So I hope that, I wasn't implanted with a microchip in a swab, but I
So
don't,
they were saying that a lot of time that people may contract the COVID through that nasopharyngeal swab itself.
yeah.
That's what he said.
Uh,
I mean, that lead doctor, Alana, I don't remember her name.
Lana.
She is very concerned, and she was speaking more with authority, like you cannot believe how strong she was. And she wants to do something to stop this from happening. I don't know.
Yeah, look, like I said, we are in a war right now. It's just not a war of guns. I heard a guy call it a fifth generation warfare. It's an information warfare. That's what it is. And we'll see what's going to happen. I really don't know what's going to happen. All I do know is I'm very grateful that all of you were able to come out and participate and that we got to do it. It seems
Yes.
like we got it in under the wire. It seems like we just got it in under the wire.
And then they're gonna close the restaurants. So
And now they're going to close the restaurants on Monday. So, hey, I'm, my friend Brian from high school wants to go to dinner on Sunday night. I think that's cutting it a little too close, but that's what he wants to wait for. I get it. How about Laura Temin? We haven't heard from Laura Temin, who spoke so fantastically at the New York Academy of Medicine. She was compelled. She was possessed. I have to do this.
Well, I really did feel like that. I really did feel like that. I don't know why. I still don't know why, because I really wanted to go to the London thing, and then I just felt like I had to do this. So, and I had been thinking about the stories and.
I think we lost her.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Now we can hear you. You were thinking
Okay.
about the stories.
And I'm really listening to the things that you teach us. It makes a big difference. And listen, I don't know why, but I know now that when I have a feeling in my gut that I need to do something, I don't question it anymore. I just do it and figure it out. And that was what it was. And also because it was really helpful to me because you know I have the only experience I have with this group is that hypnosis thing, which no one understands. And it's not really my words, and it's just kind of goofy. And then to be able to be seen and heard from like the heart and something that is also what I do, it gives I don't know, it gives people a different perspective of who I am, which you can't just say to someone, I'm this way or I'm that way. They have to experience who you are for themselves. And I'll say that last night I spent an hour and a half on the phone with someone because of this presentation. It was one of our colleagues, and that one of our colleagues would think of me and want my guidance on something is very touching to my heart, especially when it's somebody who I admire. And so I can say that I felt compelled. I don't know why, I don't know where it's going, but I'm going with my gut. And Clint, I thank you for the stuff that you teach us. I mean, you teach us things that I wouldn't know. And when I was writing it the night before, because I had been up all those nights like 3 o'clock in the morning, because a stupid, simple 10-second thing just doesn't come easy to me. And so I'm up till like 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning every night trying to get things. And my husband, God bless him, has been my sounding board. And I told him 3 stories, and some of the other people in our group, I told them 3 stories for their opinion. But this was like just an out of the blue thing. And I don't know, I thought about what you said about acting things out, and I tried to add some of that in there. And I don't have the video of it. I hope I get that. I'd love to see it. But I thank you for that opportunity.
Was it hard for you to get up on the like? Let me think. Previous to this, your only speaking that I'd seen was the TV auditioning, right?
Which was a horrible, I mean, that was just horrible. But I'm telling you, first, those were your words, and they didn't come natural to my mind, and it didn't express what I really wanted to say. So I had a lot of trouble with that. But these are my words. This is from my heart. And so I don't know why. That's why I did this at the last minute, because the feeling came. So really I wasn't nervous at all. I wasn't, it just felt natural, like there was some other, me inside of me who was stepping up.
Beautiful.
Well, I want you to look at all the work that you've done getting ready for this. I mean,
Oh, no doubt, no
right?
doubt. All of the things that you have done to prepare me have, made a big difference. And I'm doing that thing on Sunday with Tina on the hypnosis thing, which, I have to still memorize that better and do it better. Maybe we could have a conversation about that when the time is right for you. But yes, everything, watching everyone and listening to you, and all of it adds up. It makes a difference. And going from that place where I cried just to open my mouth there in Acapulco, to being comfortable, for sure, as much as it has to do with the content, also has to do with the growth that I can I don't know what the right word is, but attribute to you.
Yeah, yeah, all of the different things that we've done. Even I really want you to even appreciate just doing the photos with Evander Holyfield and Dr. Drew and Surgeon General and Janae Noonan, and doing a live one-on-one video with Dr. Oz, and then coming to Acapulco and having to tell your story in all different situations, and then going all over New York City in all different circumstances, getting up and talking and telling your stories through the Extreme VIP speaker training. All of that contributes to being able to get on stage, go up those crazy steps and get on stage in a theater, a 500-person theater in front of 3 cameras, and do a fantastic job in one take. No do-overs, no flubs, just talking. See?
I think also listening to the people when they were doing their talks on that ferry, and that you have to just you have to just stay focused, because there are so many distractions. It was kind of like being at the Vegas thing, the launch pad, where, I mean, I have ADD. For me to focus, I need earplugs and a quiet room. And, so remembering anything, all of that, saying over and over and over and over and over and over in my head, standing out in the hall talking while somebody else is out in the hall talking. I mean, it really was readying.
Yes, that's what it's all about. And then, to talk about you going on TV with Tina. So that'll be on the CW Sacramento on Sunday morning. And lucky for you, you're 3 hours later than her,
Yes, I
right?
know. It's
That's
11 o'clock. I'm grateful.
that's really good. That's really good. And Tina is a very conversational person. She's going to say, hey, look, I know Clint gives you these scripts and that he wants you to say what he wants you to say, but I just want you to have a conversation. And you go, oh, fantastic. And then You need to stick to the talking points, because if you deviate from what you've rehearsed, you know, it's a lot harder. Let me just
Do
say
I
it that way.
say the same things that I said, Laura Temin, my introduction, or
No, you don't
just
say the introduction. She'll say the introduction. Now, we've literally had, this is the funniest thing of all time. We literally had a girl go on one of her first appearances, and the host goes, hey, our guest today is Vivian. What was Vivian's last name? Vivian. Allie. Allie's like too busy. She can't be on this video right now. My guest today is Vivian so-and-so. And she's the author of the book, Stop My Crisis. And Vivian, thanks so much for coming on the show. And Vivian goes, hey, I'm Vivian so-and-so, and I'm the author of the book.
Oops.
It's
Oops.
like, listen, it's not about only saying words. That's the whole point. The point is, I have you rehearse these words. I have you practice these words. I have you say these words over and over and over, so that when the person says blah, 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 you can just insert the words. And sometimes they'll be tricky about it. Let me show you an example of them being tricky, okay? Let me see if I can find this example. Clint Arthur on KCAL Los Angeles. I think that's it. CBS Los Angeles. Yeah. I'm gonna have to find it on my website. Just hang tight. Clint. All right, I'll show you how I'm searching this out here. I'm gonna share Safari. Okay. All right, so I'm on my media page. Going to the media page. And I'm looking for, this is an oldie but a goodie. This is an oldie but a goodie. Clint Arthur on KCAL Los Angeles. There it is. Okay. I'm not going to watch it.
Well, Christmas is just days away, but soon after, lots of folks will be starting their New Year's resolutions. No? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll make some? Maybe. And most will probably break them, but we've got an expert here to help.
Best-selling author and achievement expert Clint Arthur has a book called The Last Year of Your Life. And he says in order to keep your New Year's resolutions, you have to make them big enough and inspirational. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. This is all about the power of words. As one of my mentors used to say, we speak our lives into existence.
See how I've just, like so many people, they say, it's great to be here. And then they just sit there like a lump, waiting for the host to say something. The host doesn't want to say anything. The host wants you to just go. Let's continue.
And most people fail at their New Year's resolutions because they're not crafting them with their words properly.
So we just say the wrong thing. We should
right,
say,
like the most commonly broken New Year's resolutions, according to Time magazine, are lose weight, quit smoking, learn something new, eat healthier, and get out of debt and save money.
those are all mine, yeah.
Those are
those
all
are
great
mine
things.
too.
Those are all great things, but they're not inspiring you to keep the resolution. So let's restate a couple of them so that it'll be more effective for you. Instead of lose weight, how about saying achieve a bikini body so I can show off my stuff on the beaches of Hawaii in October?
That's perfect for you.
Yeah.
It's much more inspirational. And it'll keep you in the gym in February and March. Otherwise, you might not go.
But that makes sense because it's very, very specific.
This is the wrong one. This is not the one I wanted to show you, although it's a good one. Let's go to the next media page. This will be TV2. This is KCAL on the President's Code. That's the one I got to show you guys, because that's where they trick you. I want to show you how they were tricking me. All right, it doesn't look like it's there. Let's go to media 3. Gosh, where is it? Is it on media TV 1? I need Clint Arthur, the President's Code. Clint Arthur on TV. Maybe it's all the way on just media. Fox Dallas. The President's Code. That should be this one.
What does it take to become
Yes.
president
Okay.
of the United States? A new book shows how the building blocks start early on.
Clint Arthur just released his new book. It's called The President's Code. Now, he examined the lives of all 44 presidents, and he did find some common traits. Clint is here now to talk about that. Welcome, Clint.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
So you say that John Quincy Adams sort of set the standard, set the benchmark for all U.S. presidents.
That guy was awesome. Not only was
He
he
was the
born
one,
into the
huh?
family business, but he didn't stop there. He didn't let nepotism take its toll. He did everything you need to do to become the president. He made all the right decisions. He got married at the age of 29. He had children, which embodies the American dream of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. He became an attorney. He served in state government. He served in federal government. He earned his presidency, and that is the model that all the presidents should follow.
And has everybody since then had those same characteristics or accomplishments?
Well, a lot of the presidents, 43 of the 44 presidents have been married. Okay, that's a very important decision. And I've actually studied the statistics, and of those presidents, 2/3 of them got married between the ages of 25 and 31. It's very important, including John Adams, Ronald Reagan, and Bill Clinton, all married at the age of 29. Now, Barack Obama got married at age 31, right in that range. Mitt Romney, not in the range. He got married at 22.
Yeah.
Not many Americans get married at 22. So it's not presidential, and it's not really like most Americans.
Now, we've got this election coming up in just a few months. Any predictions? Obama, Romney? You mentioned that Romney got married too young.
Yeah, another factor that is weighing against Mitt Romney is his number of children. Most of the presidents had between 2 and 4 children, like most Americans have 2-point-something children. How many does President Obama have? 2 children. Mitt Romney has 5 children. It makes him unlike most Americans and unlike most presidents.
So the obvious question, are these just statistical anomalies, or do they point out that this is not good presidential material?
Well, look, there are going to be exceptions to every rule. For example, Abraham Lincoln, one of our greatest presidents, did not go to college, whereas 35 of the 44 presidents are college graduates. So there's always going to be an exception, and you can always have greatness arise out of anything. But I'm just saying, if you want to be president, you have to make certain decisions that are going to make you most like most of the presidents and like most Americans.
Here in Hollywood, we have a lot of celebrities who mix acting and activism or politics. George Clooney comes to mind.
George is never going to be the president unless he goes back to college and completes. He's a college dropout, and there has never been a president who was a college dropout. It would also help him if he got married and had 2 to 4 children.
So who that we all know, either in Hollywood or what celebrities would make good presidents?
By the way, look at all the video that they're showing of George Clooney. All of it, red carpet video, right? Every bit of it, red carpet video. There's only 2 kinds of video that you will ever see on TV, or you should ever see on TV. I really want to emphasize that. You're seeing good video in this B-roll here because this is Los Angeles, California. This is very high-level television, so they know to show B-roll of red carpet video.
Quarterback of the championship New York Giants, he would make a great president. He is
Okay, now look, in this video, you're going to see basically lots of costumes. Television loves sports because of all the costumes. Look at the costumes. You'll probably see some good hits, which is the equivalent of death and destruction.
Graduate. I'm a native New Yorker, so I do love the Giants. He's a college graduate. He is married. He has 2 children. He's a Christian, like many of the presidents are. And if he was smart, he would go back and get a law degree so that he would be like many of the presidents who were lawyers and run for state office. If he were to get elected as a senator in New York State, he would be such a hot ticket for the White House.
It's interesting because you've talked a lot about accomplishments and benchmarks and when to do things. What about personality traits? Are there personality traits that are similar in the presidents?
Well, in that sense, I'd like to say, like, why do we keep picking the same kind of candidates? Why do the same types of people?
Okay, now, this was a question that was completely out of left field. Like, it really took me a while to get to understand, all right, what piece of rehearsed material am I going to be able to insert here? Because when she's talking about personality traits, that's not something that I really analyzed. Okay, what I did when I was creating the President's Code was I analyzed how many kids do they have? When did they get married? How old were they? Did they go to college? Did they have previous experience in government? What was their occupation? What was their religion? Those were the things. Personality traits, that wasn't part of what I did. So I had to figure out, how am I going to make this work with my prepared material?
Traits. Are there personality traits that are similar in the presidents?
Well, in that sense, I'd like to say, like, why do we keep picking the same kind of candidates? Why do the same types of people keep showing up, right? That's the personality traits. Like, and I believe that the answer is in our hands every day. It's the money that we use. For example, this $2 bill shows a picture of President Thomas Jefferson. He got married at age 29. He had children.
2?
He actually had 6, but this was a long time ago when you put the kids to work on the farm. He was a lawyer. He was a college graduate, okay? We go to Honest Abe. He got married, had 4 children. He was a lawyer. Even though he didn't go to college, he still made himself a lawyer. And then we have Hamilton. He got married at age 27, right in that range.
Jackson.
He thought children were so important to the American dream and his living the American dream. He adopted children. And he was also a lawyer. So these personality traits are drummed into our collective consciousness. Like, that is what makes a great president, because this is what tells us what to think.
And so what are the biggest common denominators? There's something that stands out as every president having?
Yeah, every president, except for one, got married. So that's really important. But more germane to what I really want to share with people is that you don't become president overnight. You don't become president without paying your dues. Right. You have to serve. You have to go to college. And in the modern era, 9 of the presidents were Ivy League graduates. So if you're thinking, should I go to the Ivy League school? Should I work extra hard on that homework or that quiz? Kids, yes, it's very important to go to an Ivy League school if you want to be president. Wow. And it's very important to work your way up the state and federal government ladder of success.
Very interesting, Clint. Thank you.
Thank you, Clint.
Now you know what to do if you want to grow up and be president. For more information about Clint Arthur and his new book, The President's Code, just go to kcal9.com, click Seen on TV.
Okay, that was all about. I hope that was a good example for you, so that you understand how. What I want you to do is I want you to get to your rehearsed material. I want you to get, like, for me, they really stumped me on that question of, are there any personality traits? That question was her own crazy, weird question. And just because she wanted to know about personality traits, that didn't mean that I could speak about personality. I couldn't speak about personality traits. I had to flip that question into something that I could speak about, that I wanted to speak about, and that was the money. I wanted to get the money in there. So Laura, when you're having your nice low-key conversation with Tina, make sure you got high energy. Make sure you're talking loud, especially you, Laura. You have a tendency
Yes.
to be a soft talker. You got to talk loud, okay? And you got to stick to the talking points that you've rehearsed.
Should I have send them some B-roll
No,
pictures? Should I have any props?
no. I mean, unless it was prescribed in your segment, you just stick to the segment. Don't worry. Don't second guess. You've prepared. You have done the work. Just execute the way you practiced. That's all.
And so how would I get a copy of what, I mean, I can't watch myself while I'm doing it because it's Zoom. Where would I get a copy so that I could, improve myself afterwards?
She's either going to post it on her website, or if it's not posted on her website, you'll go to tvvideoclips.com and you can do it afterwards. You don't have to do it in advance. And you pay $60 and they give you a digital copy.
Okay.
And that's it. Hey, Leon, what is this video here? The link to this video, if anybody wants to study it later. What is that?
The video you were just showing.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You.
Okay. Yeah. Boy, that was a scary one for me. It really was a scary one because to be.
You were smooth though, and you turned it right into what you needed to.
Yeah. It was a great segment. And, I wrote that book because I wanted a book that would be an evergreen, timely hook. The Holy Grail. All right. Now, every 4 years, that book is going to be there. I didn't get any action out of it this year, but I didn't really try for some reason. I don't know. I don't know what the hell was going on, but I don't know. This year was like politics. I tell you what, politics used to be a lot more fun and games. It ain't so fun and games anymore. It's serious business right now. Cutthroat, exactly. So they're not putting on like just anybody when it comes to politics. But in any case, there you go. Anything else, Laura, you need to talk about?
Yes, but I already forgot that question, so I'll have to
All right.
add it in later.
I see Dr. Farah has popped on this webinar. I know Dr. Farah has started getting some action, getting some confirmations. How the hell are you feeling, Dr. Farah?
Well, I have only one scheduled for December 21st. I'm going to be on vacation, so I'm going to travel with my tech stuff. And, but there's going to be a lot of light. It's going to be 10:15 a.m. My time. So I think the lighting should be good.
Where are you going to be?
In St. Bart's.
Oh, how lovely. Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah, and she had asked me to get rid of the celebrity part. So I'm just going to talk about the things you can do to relieve stress.
Just that simple. I mean, what were your original talking points? I celebritized each of the talking points.
Right.
So, for example, I remember, what was the first one?
Breathe.
Okay, but what did I call it?
It was Sting's Secret.
Yeah, Sting's Secret. Breathe. Every breath you take. You can still sing that song. You know that, right?
Oh, even if she didn't want the celebrity stuff?
Yeah, even if she didn't want the celebrities. What she says is, I don't want to call, and you did a good job. All you did was you took out the names of the celebrities and you just said, instead of it being called Sting's Secret, you just said talking point number 1 is breathe.
Right.
Right? Great. Now you just do the talking point as if it's normal. Hey, you know that song, Every Breath You Take? Well, that's what this is really all about. Every breath you take is an opportunity for you to blah, 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 blah. What's the second talking point?
Meditate.
And what was it called?
Madonna's Method.
Madonna's Method. Okay, great. Meditate. Okay, and what are you going to say?
And so it's just when you meditate, you bring out, reduce stress and anxiety and depression and heart disease, and you can be happy. I mean, I don't remember exactly the rest, but the third one was instead of saying,
Hold on a
oh,
second.
press
Let's
up.
just hold on a second. Hold on a second. Meditation. I love meditation because number one, it doesn't take a long time. You can do it in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and it's completely free.
Right.
Doesn't cost a penny to meditate.
I'm going to record that, what you just said.
We're going to send out the recording of this webinar soon. It'll be
Okay, great.
okay. All right. Just like the first one, breathing. Breathing, what I love about breathing is that you got to do it anyway. There's no avoiding breathing. You've got to do it every day, every second of every day. You got to breathe. And one of the great things about breathing is that it's 100% free. Okay. Now this second one, meditation. This is another great one that you could do very quickly. You could do it in 5 minutes. You could do it in 3 minutes. You could do 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you want to do. And again, this is a free technique.
Yes.
Okay. What's the third one?
Gratitude, practicing gratitude.
Gratitude's another fantastic. What is your segment about?
Stress less.
Great. Gratitude is another way to reduce stress. That's fantastic because it doesn't take a lot of time. You do it in 30 seconds. If you just took 30 seconds every day to be more grateful about your health, about having a roof over your head, about having food on the table, about having a person who loves you, about having a dog, about having, the freedom to live in a free country. If that's all you did for 30 seconds every day, it would take so much stress off your plate. And again, it's 100% free. Okay, great. What's the fourth one?
Fourth is to be in nature.
And what do we used to call this?
Leonardo's love.
Okay, great. Now this fourth technique, this may take a little more time, but a lot of people really get into it, including Leonardo DiCaprio, who's a big fan of this. Now you could call this nature bathing, you could forest bathing, you go for a walk, go to the park. This takes a little bit more time for some of us who live in urban environments. We may have to travel to get out in nature, but that's what this is all about. And the great thing about getting out in nature is that nature is free. Okay. And what's the fifth one?
It's hugs.
Hugs. Now this is the best one, except you got to get a willing partner on this one. Now, of course, you could hug yourself, or for those of you who want to go another step, you could get a big teddy bear and hug the teddy bear. It's not quite the same, and that's not free. But if you get a person to give you a hug, that's 100% free, or should be anyway. And it's very quick. I mean, even the longest hug, if you spend 15 seconds hugging another person, that's a long, long hug. And this will reduce your stress by so much. And that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, I love that. I'm going to transcribe that.
Okay, great. There you go. It's just that simple.
Yes.
Even when they ask you to take out the celebrities, you can still slip in a little celebrity just to spice it up a little bit, which it should be.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you got to keep doing what you're doing. I've been seeing your emails going out. I know Allie's been texting on your behalf. Your thing is how to stress less for the holidays. Is that it?
It's just stress less, so it can be any time, whether it's before or after the holidays.
Hey, why don't you switch the title up and make it how to stress less during this during these election uncertainties. Change the title of your segment.
Okay, so instead of holidays right now, do election uncertainties?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Now the ones that haven't responded yet. Okay. Election uncertainty is getting you down. Here's 5 ways to stress less.
Okay.
Okay. It's exactly the same. It's just a different hook.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Get that out. Send that out tonight.
Okay.
All right.
Will do.
Good. See, that's how you do this stuff. I mean, what I don't want you making up all new stuff. I don't want you having to make up all new material. I don't want you to have to memorize new stuff or invent new. I certainly don't want you inventing new stuff. I've rehearsed you with
Yes.
material. Okay. I'm not just speaking to you, Farrah. I'm speaking to everyone who came to Celebrity Launchpad. I've rehearsed your material with you over and over and over and over and over. Okay. People pay me a lot of money because I'm the best media coach there is. And this is my methodology. And I've rehearsed you and rehearsed you and rehearsed you. So stick to what we rehearsed, but change the hook a little bit if you're not getting reaction. Now, I know Farrah has been sending out all this stuff. Ultimately, I want you, look, ultimately what I'm doing with you, Farrah, is I'm increasing the power of your hook by adding timeliness to it.
Okay.
Okay. You're going to pivot to how to stress during election uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a week of that, you're going to pivot to how to stress less during the holidays.
Okay. And when I send that segment, the PDF that I send, should I change that and do it like I did for Taylor to take out the celebrity part and just put the election thing? Okay.
No, you keep the celebrities.
Okay.
Okay. Remember what I told you? I don't care what any of these individual producers think, except for the one from Los Angeles. The rest of them, they don't really know enough. They know what they want for their show, and that's good. Whatever they want for their show, give it to them. Give the producers what they want. However, do what Clint says. And all I'm telling you to do is change the hook, which is the headline. That's it.
Got it.
Okay? The rest of it stays exactly the same.
Great.
Okay? You're going to do how to stress less during election uncertainty, how to stress less during the holidays, how to stress less during the new year.
Yes.
Right?
Every
There's
week.
3 different things. See? Okay, good. All right, everybody. Hey, great webinar. Really enjoyed it. Great seeing everybody. I'm so glad everybody had fun. And Leon, great smiling the whole time. You're really doing great. I need to see you more on TV, Leon. Get back on TV. Yeah. All right. All right. It's going to wrap it up, everybody. Until next week, remember, Allie and I, we are looking forward to seeing you on television. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.